about me being a Zoom newbie. So just give me a little bit of grace and patience as I learn my way around the different buttons, because I don't really know where those are yet, but I'm learning those quickly. So now this is where you can find out more information as we talk about today, increasing your sales with Google tools. You can go to this URL and see all the Google tools that are available for you. Everything that I'm going to be talking about today is free. I like free or small fee. I'm a bootstrap marketer. I do believe and understand the importance of cash flow, and without it, why, and how are you going to be able to spend for other things? So let's use all the free tools and max those out before we start looking at any fee tools. Now, if you do want a copy of today's recording, a copy of the handout too, let me show you, I'm going to get on the right page there. There we go. This is where you can do to get that. You can just snap that QR code with your phone camera, and you will be taken to another screen where you'll enter your email address, create a password. There's no cost to you. You're just going to get the handout there. The handout already lives there. If you don't want to deal with QR codes, you can also use this bit.ly link, which is bit.ly, increase sales with Google. And then, as I said, 2 o'clock this morning, probably early morning for you, whenever you're ready to take a look at it, you'll find the webinar slides. I'll actually upload the actual slide deck that I'm using today. And then you'll have a replay of the recording of this, so you can speed me up or slow me down or have it repeat wherever you need to. And of course, the handout's in there already. You can find that right away. All right. I will show this again just in case, because sometimes people come in after the first few minutes and they're wondering how they can get a recording or a copy of the slides. So I will show this again, but if you want to snap that, then you'll have that for later when you're ready, or if you want to already start that process now and have the handout in front of you, go for it. All right. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can showcase your business with a Google Business Profile. Now, do know the presentation that I'm sharing with you today is brand new, hot off the presses. So this is something they just released to the Google trainers. I'm one of the 7 national trainers. I deal primarily with military and military families, those who are transitioning to civilian life, or those military spouses who are dealing with deployment and PCSing, as well as running a business. But do understand, I come from a small business background. So yes, I have a strong, healthy military background as a military brat, living with a family, and my own mom having to deal with being able to transition her business as we went to different bases all around the world, as well as run a household with 4 kiddos, but also how you as a business can utilize online and reach people there in an effective way to help grow your business. So I do have several years of experience with that, plus 14 years of international e-commerce experience. So I've worked remotely for the last 18 years, and I definitely understand what it takes to be able to be effective. So as we talk about showcasing your business with a Google Business Profile, what I need to know from you is, do you have a Google Business Profile? Let me know in the chat box. Can I increase my business search optimization without having a Google business page? Megan, you can, but let me tell you this, it will slow down that process, only because understand Google tools all communicate with each other. So when you have a Google Business Profile and it's connected to your YouTube channel, it's connected to Google Ads, it's connected to your Google Search Console, your Google Merchant Center, your Google site, when all of those are connected together, it confirms to Google that you are truly a viable business. Google is the #1 search engine in the world because the information it delivers to somebody who is wanting to know, go, do, or buy is correct. And the only way it stays correct is by getting the information from you, the business owner, and confirming that through several ways. So when Google Analytics says, you know what, this information they put here is correct, and this business is viable, this business is viable, is YouTube saying that as well. Google Ads, Google Merchant Center, all of those are confirmations. Those ping Google's algorithm, that secret sauce that decides what's going to be at the top of search when somebody's searching, and that helps it. So if you miss that, you're missing one leg of that. It's just going to take longer. That's all I'm telling you, is that you can do it without it, but I'm all for short and get that cash flow going. So if you're not sure how you can use Google Business Profile, because a lot of people have a myth or boundaries that they think Google Business Profile needs to work in. And there's some really creative ways to use it and still take advantage of the fact that it is providing that optimization to the search engine. Okay. Perfect. No worries, Lisa. That's right. Let's learn it here. So let's not get into any bad habits, right? So you cannot worry about wasting your time. Let's get in there and talk about then how you can also list your products in Google how you can actually set everything up for success in optimizing and maximizing out those Google tools. And as always, I end things with a recap because I do believe that knowledge is not powerful until it is applied. So think about that. What are you adding to your to-do list today that you're learning right now, making this an investment, and then also free resources to help you be able to get to that next step of growth. So for you, who are you right now? I would love to know that in the chat box. Are you a brick and mortar store? So you want people to come visit your site or your actual location? Are you an e-commerce store, totally 100% online? Everything's done online. Or are you a hybrid of the two? A little bit brick and mortar, a little bit e-commerce, maybe you're home based. So mostly you deal e-commerce, but that doesn't mean that you don't in the parking lot of your kiddo's school or taekwondo practice or at church or where you volunteer, that you don't deliver products, maybe even at a coffee shop as you meet up with people. So which one is you? Okay, so I've got e-commerce and private label in store. Perfect. Thank you, Shauna. Who else? Service, coaching, in person and virtual. Perfect, Lisa. Thank you. Anybody else want to share? Because I always like to hear what you are. That helps me customize and lean into what's more relevant to people in the room. Future e-commerce. Thank you, Richard. Megan, e-commerce. I got it. I understand that. Perfect. Thank you, Megan. Anybody else want to share? Want to start an e-commerce shop? Pay hit. Perfect. In-person, online, nonprofit, and personally a podcasting company. Wonderful. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Rita. All right. So as we talk about what you're actually doing, I will talk to you about the tools and cover, since we've got a good mix here, I'll cover both, but if I don't cover in depth enough for you, feel free to use that chat box for questions. So the next activity that I really want you to slow down here, and if you want to share it in the chat box, okay, we've got also Megan's a moving company. I schedule moves over the phone. Perfect. Oh, wonderful. That's a good person to know, especially when you're working with people who transition to several places and move. So wonderful, Megan. We'll need to connect afterwards. I'll need to know more about your company. So let's talk about this activity. All right. What I'd like you to do, this is for you, but if you want to share any of the things that you write, please share that in the chat box. Because I'm not turning the camera on here just because I'm in your camera or your video on. I didn't warn you, and really selfishly, I'm a newbie at Zoom, so I don't want to delay anything. But let's look at this activity and think about what are 3 things that consumers actually know about your business. Okay, what is it that, well, not just know, but you want them to know? If I was standing next to somebody who was just about to refer and recommend my business to the best customer ever, what words would I want to come out of their mouth? What would I like to hear from them? Let me know in the chat box or write that down at the very minimum for you. Okay, because this is where you do need to be the expert in your best customer and know what it is that you uniquely deliver to them and how you help them in whatever they need. So this is your expertise here. So Pam helps people tell their stories. See, she knows this is what I help. It's hard to tell stories, right, Pam? There are a lot of things that run into when you're telling stories. You either get long-winded or you run off into the weeds and you don't really hone in and get to the end result of what you want from telling that story or to be heard, correct? Okay, what else? Anybody else want to share? What is it that you want to come out of the mouth of people? Do know that so products are all based on Texas culture. You want something that is authentically Texas. This is who you need to talk to. So you want those words coming out. If somebody were to refer you, to write a recommendation for you, to give you an online review, to be able to forward your email to a friend and say, hey, I want to e-meet you or e-introduce so-and-so to you. This is what you want these words to actually say. And understand when people throw it to you, when they kick it off to you and say, you know what? Maria's here. She's wonderful. I have no idea what she does, but let her explain it. Because that's the code of that's actually what they're saying, because the code is, this is Maria, let her explain what she does. Okay, so they don't know what you do, and you want people to really feel comfortable with this because you want them to be able to come from their own experience and share that. There's so much more authenticity and passion behind that too. Okay, so know that just for yourself, even if you didn't share that here in the chat box. Excuse me. All right. So in this case study, we actually have a business here that is they're a woodworking business. And what they found is they do get a lot of visits from their Google business profile. Now they get visits, excuse me again, either to their actual location, or they also get visits to their website. Understand there is a myth out there that people believe having a Google business profile means that people aren't coming to my site, and so I'm going to lose some visibility. That is so not true. Understand that you can link and put a link to your website on your Google business profile. It does have, as far as the Google business profile, have a lot of favor in Google search. In fact, when you're on a desktop or laptop, it hangs out in search at that top, on the actually front right hand side. It's really prominent, great visual real estate. And then on maps, it also shows up there. It's a way for you to control your information on Google search and maps. And this is a great also place for branding and visibility. So in the race to be able to get visibility, I would much rather have two horses, being Google business profile and my website, than just bet on one to hopefully get everybody's views. Because understand, the minute people have to scroll, you will lose them. People only look at the first 10 searches of an organic Google search. That's it. The first 10 is all they look at. If you're on number 12, number 14, you don't exist, and they're not looking for you unless they truly need to find you, like you owe them money. That's when they'll look for you. Other than that, they're not looking for you. So in this case, they use this, Woodward Throwbacks actually use this to stay visible in front of customers whenever they needed them the most. And be it search or maps, they wanted to be able to control and be visible and be there. Okay, so when you're looking here at your business profile, this is what it looks like on mobile. It's name, reviews. You do get the reviews there. Understand, you need a lot of reviews to be competitive. If you are, let's say, a service-based business, you need 60 five-star reviews, 60 to be competitive nationwide even. So you can utilize your Google business profile to start helping build that even in your local area, start growing that, and understand it only counts when there's the 5 stars and there's text underneath. If there's no text underneath, then it's just stars. That doesn't count towards the 60. If you are an e-commerce company, you need minimum of 120 5-star reviews. You can also have photos there, which really helps with your visual branding. We know that's important. Think TikTok, think as people look at Instagram Reels and stories. You can put highlights here of what you have, in-store pickup. Maybe you have curbside shopping where your location is. If you're location-based, you don't have to be. Let's say you're a home-based business or you're an e-commerce home-based business and you don't want to show your address, then decide that on step 4 as you sign up for a Google business profile. It will ask you the question of whether or not you want to publish your address. You'll say yes if you do want foot traffic, people coming to your location. You're home-based, you don't want that, or you're by appointment only. You're a carpet installer that has a warehouse, but it's not meant to be public-facing. It's truly for all of your tools and equipment. Then you're going to say, no, I deliver products and services to my customer's location, be it that I hand deliver it at a cafe, in a parking lot, or that I deliver in another manner. Then, of course, you put your phone number there too, okay? Now, understand that a lot of people are looking for what's near me. This is one of the most popular searches that we've seen increase since March of 2020, and it's just skyrocketed. People want to know who might have that product near their location and who has it in inventory before they even venture out. If it's deliverable, that's even better. So if you are able to do both, that helps them make the decision of whether or not that fits into what they need in their lifestyle. So you can see you can control that on search and maps. And that's important because we want Google, the #1 search engine in the world, to have the correct information. I know when people are not utilizing all the Google tools because they'll say things like, oh, well, I don't even show up, or the information that shows up is from a business 2 years ago, or why does that? Because they're not controlling it. They're letting Googlebot control it. And I know how important reputation is. So let's not let anybody else control that. So as you create your Google business profile, this is where you need to go. And you'll see what that actually takes you through. You'll go to google.com/business. Sorry, the URL is right there. and it'll take you through on what you need to get started with and walk you through. So it's pretty intuitive. Again, if you don't want them coming to your location, your home base, then what you would say is, no, I deliver products and services to my customer's location. So this is the setup here. If you want to take a screenshot of that, and remember, you'll get a copy of these slides when you do get a copy of the replay and everything. So just utilize that same link that I gave you for the handout, and everything will be uploaded there this evening or this morning, or tomorrow morning, I should say. All right, so when you keep your profile current, if you have a Google business profile and you're logged into the Google account, so a free Google account is a free personal Gmail, it's not the paid workspace, or a free Google account, you're already set. So what you'll do is log in there, create or manage your profile. You'll see once you're there, when you go to Google search, you have the ability to already manage directly from search. So you don't have to go to the back office. Now, a lot of people are sad because the Google My Business app went away. The Google Business Profile, now all of the actual navigation and to be able to control that is through search. And you can also do it through the Maps app if you prefer the app experience. Okay, so you can see that here. You can actually look at your performance. You can look and add photos. You can monitor calls and see when your calls are coming in. I like to look at this, especially if people are doing business by phone or they are location based, because it'll show you also when you're missing a lot of phone calls too, and when you might need to make a business decision to have somebody at least live answer that phone. You can also add updates, which is very important, because the more you can update your Google Business Profile with posts about what's new or offers or events that are happening, those are all signals to Google that you are still a very viable, growing business. So you can manage your business name here too. You can manage the category. Let me give you an expert hint here. Once you first put in to verify that you are the business owner, you can only choose the main category, but once you are verified, you can add 9 other subcategories to show that you're unique, giving 10 categories in all that you actually now will show up for, which is very critical, because I will see people who maybe have even more reviews than their competitors, and they don't understand why their competitor shows up higher in Maps. And the reason being is that their competitor has a lot more categories that they've chosen than the one category that you've chosen by default. So understand, wait until you're actually verified before you make any changes, because you don't want to be in a verification loop until you are truly verified as the owner. But you can look and change anything here, your hours, if you've got special hours for Valentine's coming up, Moonlight Madness, maybe you're closed down for spring break and you want to show that don't come to our location at that time or don't contact us at that time, you can put those hours in too. You can also apply your actual attributes here. So your attributes will also help you be able to show what you do and a little bit more about you, because I know a lot of times in the military life, people look for veteran owned. I love being able to see our analytics for our profile. It's a great way to, excuse me. Wow, I'm sorry about that. Do not want to cough in the mic. Okay. Jean, yes, absolutely. I love those insights, but do know those are going away. Just to give you a heads up, we are deprecating those, but if you link your Google business profile with Google Analytics, you will not miss a step in having all those insights. Plus, you'll have more robust insights because Google Analytics, especially Google Analytics 4, which is the newest version of Analytics, is something that will track, like, let's say I start on my phone, I look at something on my phone, and let's say I get to the office and I'm like, okay, let me look it up on my laptop. I look it up at my laptop, I put it away, I look at my phone while I'm waiting for my lunch, and then I put it away again, and then I get home and I throw it to my smart TV. You know, that's all me, and you can track that, which is one of the beauties of Google Analytics 4. So you really get a good understanding of who that best customer is. And as small businesses, it is our job to be experts in our customers, okay? And really understanding how our small business is helpful to our customers. So this is how you set up your attributes. You can just edit your profile and you can click what actually pertains to you and what you'd like to publish on Google Search and Maps. You also have a chance to see, if somebody will need you right away. If you put open now, that you're right there, then people see that you're interested and you're ready and available. And there's lots of different things you can do, like enabling messaging with your Google Business Profile, which makes you readily available to people and they know that they can reach you. A lot of times, as real estate agents know, it's the person that answers the phone that can respond to the customer right away is the one who earns the business. It's still that way often. And sometimes people are searching at 2 o'clock in the morning. So do you have enough information to help them in their decision journey when they are looking for that information? You can also set up your hours here if you want to add additional hours, giving a little bit more insight and helpfulness to your actual profile. You could do that too. You can add holiday hours, like I mentioned a moment ago. And what's nice is you can also add things like updates. Let's say somebody who's really well known in the community is celebrating their anniversary as far as their work anniversary with you. Or it could be somebody who just started and you want to showcase that, or maybe you had some great products come in and you want to give them a behind the scenes look of how these new products are coming in. You can do those kind of updates that really keep people engaged and knowing that you are active and very much focused in providing them the best quality service and products. You can also put offers up here too, or events like today's webinar. If you were hosting a webinar, you could do that and it would show up until this actually happens there, which gives them a little bit more insight and decision-making information. Now, when you're putting posts together, this is what it looks like. So you can put the actual title. Let's say it's an event. You can put the date. So you can even put the time so it'll stay visible on search and maps till then. Let's say you're having a special tea tasting. Maybe you're trying out and giving people the opportunity to try a new chair massage. You can do all of those. Maybe it's a great new tea that you've brought in. You can set up an event like this and it showcases it to Google search and maps, and you can control the visibility of that. You can also start looking at your actual reviews, because understand we do utilize third-party validation much stronger than some business telling us that they're amazing, right? Businesses can do that all the time, but when it's someone else that's not related to the business, there's more credibility in there, and we want that social cred. Part of that is in looking at the reviews. This is important because people make decisions from reviews. So the more information you can have there, the better, and the better job that we can do in teaching our customers how to leave reviews and what to leave, that's even better. So how you can do that is you can read those reviews and respond to them. I encourage you to reply, because 97% of businesses, this is across the board, 97% do not say thank you for a good review. You want to stand out head and shoulders above your competition, say thank you for a good review. That's a great way for you to elevate your visibility, be seen as a business that cares about your customers and that you listen, all within one action. And that truly does differentiate you, and it doesn't cost you anything. You can also enable messages. You can have that accessible to everybody at your store or your team that you're working with. So even if you're here in today's webinar totally focused, then somebody else can respond if they need to. And then of course have questions and answers here. Let me give you an expert tip with Q&A. You yourself, as the owner of the business, can pose the question. So you can ask the question. You yourself can also answer the question. There's no penalty in doing that for Google. You can also give your answer a thumbs up. We call that an uptick. You need 3 total upticks for this to be visible on your Google Business Profile. So go find 2 people that will also give it an uptick. You give it one yourself, get it from 2 other people. And I encourage you to load your Google Business Profile with a minimum of 5 frequently asked questions that people are, it's your constant question they ask on social when they first start doing business with you. You know, these are going to be the top 5 questions. Answer it for them here. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, when they decide they need information now, you are seen as helpful and an expert at what you do. Now with reviews, let me tell you some things here, because you'll see great tips here, but something you may not be aware of is that people can now, and this has happened within the last 3 weeks, can now add photos to their actual reviews and videos to their reviews. Photos, easy peasy, you can do that on desktop or by mobile. For videos, a little bit harder. You cannot do that on desktop. You can only do that from a mobile device, okay? But they can do that. Now, what does that mean to you? Let's look at review strategy for a minute. I encourage people to teach their customers how to leave good reviews, which means this is how you can take a great photo with our actual product. Okay, this is how you can showcase this. I'd love to see this, because we like to showcase this in our influencer or in our customer gallery. Encourage them, teach them how to make great photos, teach them how to do a great video, and say, hey, did one of these 3 things make a difference with you purchasing? The fact that it was already in inventory, that it was packaged for you, and that payment was super easy because we have so many payment processes, or we have so many payment tools. So maybe those are the 3 things. If you could touch on any one of those in your review or your video and your review, that would be awesome. So you can help guide them. There again, you're not telling them to leave a review for you. You're asking them and letting them know the best way. Because if you're on the receiving end of this, you're a customer who really is at amazing service. You also have a busy life. And it's helpful when somebody can give you some cues and clues on what to leave, as opposed to you having to come up with that yourself, now getting distracted by messages, Slack messages, a phone call here and there, somebody calling in, a child needing you. Now you will not leave that review. So you can teach your customers how to do that and make it easy. Put the link to your review within all your socials, your social profile, and your links. So if you've got a link aggregator with all the links to your site and your socials, include it in there. Put it at the bottom of your invoice, bottom of your email. A lot of times our email signature is a great place to be visible and ask for a review. And the best time to ask is when you provide your service or your product. Remember though, if somebody's not happy, because you're going to have people not happy. I mean, if you've been in business any amount of time, you're going to get a negative review. Do not feed the trolls. You will get trolls all the time. Do not worry about that. Just leave them alone. Or some people do like to respond saying, I don't see you on our customer list. How can I help you? But if you do get a negative review, here's the response to get committed to memory. And that is, that's not the experience I want for you. I'd like to hear more without jeopardizing your privacy. Would you contact me here? And you can leave a number to text, a phone number to call, a contact form link, your WhatsApp, your messenger link, however it's best for them to connect with you, okay? But that is what you can do to, number 1, let them know that you're a human being. People a lot of times get kinder when they see human beings responding. Also, it does help you actually get to know them better, really see what it is they need. It takes the fight offline. So it's not getting pinged, showing the algorithm that it's a popular review. So it does then help keep it lower in the review status or the search status. But you truly have a chance to find out more from this person. Now I see a few questions here and I don't want to ignore them. So let me go back here. Don't you think it's important to acknowledge if someone gives you a bad review? Ignoring a poor review is worse. Oh, ignoring anything is worse, especially to those of us lurkers, Pam, who we don't know you. We're still trying to evaluate. Anybody who does not listen to their customers or value what they say is not somebody that any of us want to do business with, right? So responding to a review, good or bad, lets us know that you at least care enough to read through your reviews. And you care enough and listen enough to respond. Okay. She does talk about that to respond, offer to speak with them offline, for example. Absolutely. Yes. Offline is the best way, because a lot of times you can't do it online and you are actually preserving their privacy. So when I say that statement, that's not the experience that we want for you. We'd like to learn more without jeopardizing your privacy. Please contact us here. It is keeping it private, because I have worked with a load of credit unions and banks, and I've seen people put their account number, their routing number, their password, thinking they're having a private conversation with an account rep who is replying to a negative review. Okay. So this is how your products can also appear on your business profile. So you can showcase this in your business profile, but bear with me. I know we've spent a lot of time on the business profile, but it's kind of the foundation that gets you to the other tools that we're going to max out here in a moment. All right. So you can do product posts. This is different from you just showcasing your products. Remember what I said about more horses in the race for visibility. Meet people where they're at. Fish where the fish are. There's no reason you need to spend tremendous time, energy, and money to get them to look over here when they're all spending time here. So make it easy for them to find you. You want it to make it easy for them to buy from you. So how to set that up: when you go to edit products, you can add that product there. So this is how you have it showcased in your actual Google business profile on search and maps. But then you can also do posts about your products and what's new. And that even gives it another visibility ping too. Okay, so especially if you've got new product coming in or a great review about a product that you want to highlight, highlighting people's reviews is a great way for you to get more reviews and also a lot of credibility. Now, if you have a brick and mortar store, you might want to utilize this tool. It is a free tool and it helps you now not have to worry about you actually putting your products on Google. It automates that for you. So take a look at that if you want to screenshot that. Remember, you'll get a copy of the slides tomorrow for all of this. But how that works is, let's say that you have a point of sale. So that's what a POS is. If you're not familiar with the term, a point of sale, and you actually scan your product, and then it'll display it right there on Google, which means, just so you know, it shows up on Google Business Profile, which is search and maps. It also shows up in Google Merchant Center, which means it shows up in Google's shopping tab. You want to show up there. It also showcases if somebody's using Google Lens. How many of you use Google Lens? Let me know in the chat box. Google Lens, it'll showcase, so let's say I'm at a baby shower, right? I'm in a baby shower and I see this amazing album and I want to have one for my sister who's having a baby. So I take a quick snap of it. Because I do that with Google Lens, it now visually will search, because there's not just voice search, there's not just text search, there is visual search now. So it will search that out and find that for you, what matches and who could have it in your area. So you do want to be there in case your competitors are already there. You want to be an option. So that's an easy way to do that with Pointy. And again, that's 100% free. So consider this, especially if you do have a physical store as well. And then of course you do have to have UPCs. So that's the scanning code at the back there. So there's some tips at the bottom left-hand corner if you want to screenshot that URL that you might want to actually investigate further after we finish our session today. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. I'm glad it's helpful. All right, so this is what you need to do for your business profile. These are some of the 3 steps that'll help you already optimize that right away. And remember what I said, if you want a copy of today's slides or a recording, which you'll get tomorrow, this is the actual QR code and the URL you need to go to. So I'll stop there for a minute so that you can snap that in case you just came in before I showed this earlier in the presentation. All right. Let's talk about listing your products in Google. Let's go in. But any questions before I go to the next step, just let me know in the chat box. Google Merchant Center. This is another one where a lot of people have myths. They think that Google Merchant Center is only when you're doing Google shopping ads. You know, when you're on search and you see all those pretty photos at the top of Google search, those are known as Google shopping ads. That's a paid position. You cannot earn that. That's a paid position. Of course, the 10 organic search results underneath, you earn those. But how you can use Google Merchant Center is not just for shopping ads. Yes, you can do shopping ads, but remember what I said about maxing out what is free first. So let's use this part, the portion of Merchant Center that's free. That is making sure that all of our products are uploaded and they're ready there when we need it, because when they're uploaded, if somebody is, let's say, doing price comparison and they're utilizing Google Shopping, because a lot of people do that to do price comparison and see who has that in their area or what the price range may even be, they'll start looking at this. So you'll see if your product is there, now you have a chance to be visible. Especially if your competitors are here, you don't want them to be the only ones getting all the eyeball share because people think that they're the only ones that have that. They don't know that you have this. Remember, if people don't know about you and your business, they don't know you exist, they can't do business with you. It also shows up in images. A lot of times people are just searching images, which also leans into the fact that Google Lens is a very robust AI that does know how to search and learns from search within utilizing Google Lens. So keep that in mind. Having Google Images will help if somebody's running along and let's say I'm at a festival and I see a spice that I just don't want to carry with me around the festival, but I will take a picture to see who has that spice locally. Okay. So you can have all that product information there. So how Merchant Center works is you can create an account. If you do have an e-commerce store, let's say like Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, then all you need to do is connect the two. It'll give you a walkthrough here with the Merchant Center setup. You also have the same kind of walkthrough within the back office of your CMS, your content management system. So when I say a content management system, I mean something like Squarespace, WordPress, Shopify, all of those, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, all of those are what's known as content management systems. And a lot of people will utilize those for e-commerce. You can upload your products and then your products are instantly shown across Google and they're updated. That's what I like, is that everything's updated there and I don't have to worry about manually doing that. especially if you have a lot of SKUs, so 100 different products. That's quite a task to try to update everything, especially if you change, let's say, a fixed shipping cost or you have price changes. I like that it does that automatically. Now you can also help your customers buy with or without a website. So you can show them exactly how they can buy from you, and you can showcase either they can buy online, they can buy it on sale, they can buy it on Google. So that is rolling out right now where people can actually process their payments through Google. So look for more of that to come. If you do sign up for Google Merchant Center and keep it free, remember, you don't have to do ads. Do click the button saying that you want the updates of all the different Google surfaces, is what it's called, Google surfaces. So surfaces are like ads, Google Merchant Center, Google Lens, those are considered surfaces, but you want the latest, so they'll consider you for a beta test or letting you know of rollouts early before everybody else. It gives you a chance to get a jump on something before your competitors do. Now you can add products directly through Merchant Center, so you can do it individually if you have just 1 to 12 products. This is something that you might just want to do manually, but you can also create a product feed and upload that. And if you'll click on this up here, actually doing a product feed, it walks you through. It even has a template in Google Sheets. So Google Sheets works just like Excel, and there's no licensing fee at all. You have access to Google Sheets through your free Gmail account or free Google account, but it has one already laid out that you can just fill out with the information and upload that quickly. Is there a list of shop sites that do the auto upload? Heidi, I know some of the big ones do, like said, what WooCommerce does, Shopify, Squarespace does. It really depends on, because there's some content management systems like WordPress.org, you have to add that module into WordPress, because WordPress is not really a e-commerce site, but you can add modules into it where it will, or apps into it where it will become that. So no, I don't have a list of that other than I'm familiar with some of those, but perhaps just calling out to our Google business partners. You may have been asked this question already. Maybe you already have a list. Let us know in the chat box, okay? Great question, Heidi. All right, so in your Merchant Center, you can see that the products are available to purchase. You see all of this. Plus, you do have to have a return policy. Understand this is very key. You have to have a secure checkout system and a return policy for your products to be able to be showcased in Google Merchant Center. If you don't have either of those two, then you won't be able to use that. But truly, this needs to be basic. You need to understand that also TikTok Marketplace requires this, Instagram Marketplace requires this, Pinterest shops require this. I know they all need at least a secure checkout and a return policy. Some of them even need to know your location for you to be able to do business on their platform. All right, how can you set yourself up for success? Any questions? Because we had a great question from Heidi about the list of shop sites that you can do auto upload. Again, call out to any of the Google partners here if you want to share that. But let's talk about how you can set yourself up for success. Feel free to ask questions, everyone. When you get ready for shoppers, really look and see what shoppers are looking for. You see this right here, that description. Anytime, even in your profiles, your social profiles, use the words that people are actually using to find your product, service, or solution. The best way to figure that out is to read your reviews, listen to what your customers are asking for, or read your competitors' reviews. If you don't have enough reviews yourself, read your competitors' reviews. In their own words, they're saying what matters most to them. They're also giving you a hint on where your competitor may not be really excellent at, and it gives you an opportunity there. Okay, so I encourage you to do that competitive research, and you can update these descriptions as often as you like, even on your social platforms. Make payment easy for people. A lot of people already have a lot of this in play. Like, for example, Shop Pay. A lot of people use that with Shopify, and you can utilize that in the US for installment plans, or across internationally, even just for paying out. The installment's not available in countries yet, but it's something that you can do easy at. The Google Pay, also GPay. You may already have that on your phone with your Google Play Store, and now everything's right there, so they don't have to enter information. If you can make it that easy for them, that's better. They don't have to utilize their thumbs at all, and they can shop quickly from you. That's better. You also need to keep mobile first. So you've heard me say, I'm sure many, many times, that people go 74% go to mobile first. That's increased since March 2020. It's It's actually 79 to 84% now. And understand, a couple of weeks ago, I was in an Amazon meeting. So this is Amazon itself. I was in that meeting and they were telling their development team that they only want to develop for mobile first. And if they've got enough time, energy, and money left, they'll develop for desktop. So mobile is their priority. We know that's where people go, and everybody's carrying it with us, and we will go back home and be late for things if we've left it ever, right? So you want to know if you're mobile friendly. If you go to g.co/mobile friendly, you will see right away whether or not your site is friendly. And this is key. Understand everything that I've shared with you today, and even all the best practices that you'll ever read or watch about SEO, search engine optimization, will not help you get to the top of Google search if you don't, number one, have a mobile responsive and mobile friendly site. Okay, that's number one. So if we have to pinch and zoom or sweep side to side to be able to read anything on a mobile device, that means you're not mobile friendly, and that means you'll be penalized, and there's nothing that you can do search engine wise to get to the first 10 organic search results until you fix that. Number two is if your site is not secured. If you don't have the HTTPS, if you don't have a secure site, you will never be able to do anything to get to the top of a Google search until you take care of that, because the penalty is way too high. It would just not, when I say penalized in the algorithm, you're not going to receive a fee. It means that you're not going to show up high. Okay, makes sense to everybody? All right, I have covered a lot here today with Google tools. So let's recap here. If you don't have a business profile, consider that. A lot of people believe that if they're home-based, they cannot utilize this, or if they're not public-facing, that they can't utilize this. And that's so not true. Now, is it true that as a totally e-commerce shop, you can't use it? Yes, Google says that for sure in its guidelines. But let me tell you how many I've told and asked, think about that. Even though you may sell your product online and it's totally e-commerce, have you ever hand delivered it to, let's say you're visiting a friend, you're going to be at a coffee shop, you're on your way to head to soccer practice, and you're going to meet somebody there? Because if you've ever done that, then you've delivered a product or service by hand, and that does qualify you for a business profile. All right. Also, update or read and respond to your customer reviews. This is key. I'm telling you that a lot of people do not do this. If you do this, you really have not only set yourself apart, but you've also signaled to Google algorithm that you absolutely do listen and care, and Google does put favor of that in the algorithm. Try Pointy if you've got a physical location or you've got physical products that you'd like to showcase across Google. Remember, mobile is everything. Every decision needs to be about mobile. You can update your online messaging too across all channels. Take a look at that, because 2023 things may have changed, especially if you've said it and forget it for a while. Go back and manage and take a look at that, because this is your first impression that's lasting. Make it easy for people to buy from you and that they can quickly do that, as well as showcase yourself and utilize every single tool available to you, like Google Shopping, Google Images, Google Lens. So I see a question here. How do you add the security to have the HTTPS? So Lisa, how you can do that, that has to be in your hosting, your domain hosting company. Like it could be Google Domains, it could be GoDaddy, that you have that. You do have to secure that. Now, a lot of hosting companies provide that for free. Some do it for a small fee, like $6.95 a year. It depends on who your host provider is. So wherever your website's hosted, you can find out there. Now, sometimes some website hosts already involved, they already include it in there, and it may have been in a lot of the stuff as you were signing up, but you may not be aware of it. So just double check that you do have the HTTPS. So my next question to you, remember what I said? You're very welcome, Lisa, you're welcome. Remember, the next question I have is, how are you going to apply this? Because I am truly a believer that knowledge is not powerful until it is applied. So let me know in the chat box exactly what you are going to apply that you learned today. So I know that you didn't just spend 52 minutes being highly entertained, maybe even thinking and thoughtful in the last 52 minutes, but what you're actually going to apply, because that's going to make all the difference in the world in your business. I know the people who've applied what they've learned because I hear from them afterwards, and they'll say things like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that between 10 and 11, I got over 20 phone calls that were never responded to and people didn't leave messages. I did not realize that that was a high point for my customers, and that was a part of their decision journey or their path to purchase. All right, let me know in that chat box. As you're letting me know in that chat box, I'll also give you the opportunity. I'll make the ask. Remember what I said, best time to ask is when somebody, you provided a product or service to them and they're super pleased. I would be honored if you would leave a review for me here. You can get there at this URL or just click the QR code to get there even faster. I'd be honored. You're not required, but I would be honored at that because I do read every single one of them. I do listen to them, and I do know that it's very important and impactful to anybody who might consider sitting in and spending time in a webinar with me. And then, of course, if you want a copy of today's slides, this is where you need to go to get the handout right now. It's there, and the webinar replay and the actual slides that you see right in front of you here will be there overnight. Okay. All right. Deep breath. Thank you to our Google partners. Again, this is who to reach out to if you have any questions. While I'm happy to help anytime, understand I am very slow at responding to email just because it's myself and Brittany. That's us. It's the two of us. We're the partners, Google partners. They have an entire team there that truly has a lot of experience working with small businesses and really know your local area, because I'm a big fan of doing business locally. So if they know of a local provider that can assist you, even they have that information there too. Okay. You're very welcome. I'm glad it's been helpful. If I've been helpful and you want to tell me what you applied or how it worked or what you might have further questions about that you just want to, just want answered when I can, when I have a moment. Again, if you need immediate answers, go to your Google partner, but this is how you can reach me on socials, or just go to it's bit.ly/find Maria. You can connect with me there quickly too. Okay. It'll find me and show you all the different places, plus give you access to our free marketing community. If you'd like to join there, you're welcome to. I'm so glad this has been helpful. Dee, Jennifer, I think I see you as well. Oh, perfect. Thank you. I'm glad it's been helpful. Rita, thank you. Thank you for being here with me again. Awesome. Lisa, I'm so glad. Shauna. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Shauna. Remember, really look at your list, whether you shared it in the chat box or not. This is your time. Apply what you've learned. And I look forward to hearing about the success and growth of your business. I know how important online is going to be, even more so in 2023. Let's get there and really be in charge of our online rep and utilize these free tools to increase our sales. Okay. Oh, perfect, Rita. Thank you for the review. Mary, thank you so much to the I always do this, Atakasita Library. Thank you so much for you being wonderful Google partners. Thank you, Alicia. I see. Thank you, Pam, very much. Pam, do this and taking that. Yes, absolutely. Do make sure you get a copy of today's slides and recording. Remember, it'll be tomorrow or it'll be overnight. Okay, but I will have that for you. And if it springs other questions, that's great. I love for that to be helpful to you and what you need answered so that you can apply what you've learned. Okay. All right. Let's see, Richard. Oh, you're at the beginning of your journey. This is an exciting but a scary time. So Richard, really take a moment as you're starting out to think about who is that best customer you serve. Understand that you can serve anybody, everybody, and somebody, but your messaging and everything that you put online needs to be specifically for a customer. When they read it and they see it, they think they get me. So you're looking for the person or the customer that gives you the most pleasure and profit. Everybody else is gravy. Okay. Once you do that, then think about what makes your business unique. When you have those two things, now you have a lot of what you need and the content that you need to optimize and use these tools that I've shared with you today. Okay. Lisa, same to you, right? So think about who's that best customer and what is it that you provide that's so uniquely you that people are going to come to you for? What is it that they want and how do you truly help them? Think in benefits, not features. You may have the fastest site to do this, but what it means to somebody, it addresses that WIIFM we all have tattooed on our head, which means if my site is, if let's say I can help their site be fast, Then the benefit that you're providing to them is that when your customers are ready to buy, your site is as ready as they are. So you make it really easy. It's a no-brainer, no load time, none of that. Okay, so you can answer those questions. Oh, I'm glad. You're always going to have that little bit of fear. I think that's what keeps us nicely on edge, Richard, leaning in. But if I can alleviate that with knowledge that you can apply, or at least make a good decision on whether you're going to do it or somebody else is going to do it, then I have done exactly what I hope to do, and really paying it back to people who paid it forward to me as I started my business. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Oh, any questions? I just realized I did not stop the recording.